This video is, by God's standard, who you've never heard of and neither have I. He's got sort of a filthy Frank green screen situation going on. Wokeism, religion of cowards. And this, the manager at the furniture store is going to tell me why being woke is bad. All right, let's go.
Wokeism is a religion. That's what I'm going to try to prove to you in this video.
Okay.
I will go even further at the end of the video and show that
it could be satire. It's not?
Not only is wokeism a religion, but it's a religion for cowards.
Are you sure this isn't a... There seem to be woke people and woke ideas everywhere you look these days. Is it the point where woke culture has become a religion? This video, by God's standard?
I hope you have a fantastic day.
Huh. I don't know.
I'm David Fry. This channel is by God's standard. I'm a wildland firefighter. If it isn't fire season, I'll post a video every Lord's Day. Please consider subscribing to the channel and clicking the bell so you'll be notified when we have new videos. In religion, the God you worship is not a person living on earth today that you bow down to worship.
Is he shitposting? Is this a shitpost, bro? All right, I'm shitpost investigating this fucking guy. I don't believe he's earnest.
Instead, we describe God with his attributes. According to biblical Christianity, God is loving, just, merciful, the creator, etc.
Etc. Is this memes? It might be memes.
In wokeism, the attributes of God are different. The most important attribute of the woke God is that he is the ultimate victim. Let's pause here for just a second and define victim.
Do you think he believes it? You think he's believing what he's saying? He's kind of a goofy ball, though. This doesn't seem to have any, like, it's the driest humor ever, though. This is sort of like Tim and Eric levels. If he's doing a joke, it's very, you know, not well done, maybe, or maybe I'm wrong. Maybe this will be genius.
Most people would define a victim as a person who was actually oppressed or who was acted upon against his or her will.
Okay. Yeah, a person who is oppressed. You are oppressed if you are not allowed to freely express yourself. Done.
Forget that. The woke definition is a person who makes himself as unnatural as possible.
All right, he sounds more earnest because this is just like something that a dumb guy would say. I know way too many people like this guy to believe this isn't satire. What?
13. I was a fat kid smoking weed too.
No one watches this guy. What are you talking about? People like this guy? Who watches him? He has 700 subscribers. No way this isn't a bit. I don't know. He might be real.
The idea being the more unnatural you are, the more oppressed you are. And so you deserve attention to compensate for that oppression. The most important attribute of the woke God is that he is the ultimate victim. In Christianity, the Holy Spirit works in every Christian throughout their lives to make them more like Christ. This is called sanctification.
I think he believes it.
As Christians, that's our goal, to be more like Christ. Similarly, in
Presbyterian
wokeism,
or something?
The goal is to be more and more like the woke God.
Dude, the pacing of the this is definitely meme formatting.
A straight white man is far from being like the woke God. So maybe that person starts identifying as a woman or as non-binary. Now he's a little closer to being like the woke God. A person's gender, sexual preference, physical appearance are the top ways to make yourself more victim-like, more unnatural, more like the woke God.
No, this guy's a Poe. It's gotta be. Hold on. I'm still having fun. I'm gonna watch this video. Either way. Either way.
Many Christians.
Catholicism versus Christianity. The Mary cult. He doesn't like Catholics. Well, that's, you know, not liking Catholics is definitely Jesus. Catholic communion. What are they really eating? Purgatory spits in the face of Jesus. Is Jesus God and man? Christ is king. Post-millennial end of the world theory. End of the world. This guy might be real, dude. Holy Spirit, activate. It seems like this video went viral, though. Like mini viral, 11K. And then he started getting some views. Maybe it was posted to Reddit. This guy is real? Yeah. I think this guy might be real. All right, we're going to keep him in mind.
Each member of wokeism attempts to get further and further away, looking like the enemy, which is
The enemy?
conservative straight white male. Let's call him
Oh, further from the straight right man? Chad?
the woke antichrist.
Okay.
The woke antichrist was born with original sin. In Christianity, we were all born with original sin. Adam sinned in the garden, and he is our representative. Until we
I don't know, bud.
And so we are all sinners.
Is that feet?
Not just because we sin, because we were born with original sin.
Dude, that it keys out his teeth sometime is so fucking unsettling.
Similarly, in wokeism, white people are born with original sin. Whatever sins white people committed in the past.
White people. We hate straight white men. That's why we were fans of Jake. That's right. Don't you forget it, chat.
Real or imaginary, white people today are responsible for them.
I'm the woke antichrist? Fuck.
When you hear the wokies say that white people should have to pay reparations for slavery, it doesn't matter.
White people? The government. White people? The government, bro. Many of them are white, though, that will pay. I guess, but I don't really care. Billionaires.
If this particular white person did anything wrong. Any white person is still responsible for that original sin. The members of wokeism, or wokies, are all in
Wokies.
various stages of victimhood, just as Christians are in various stages of becoming more Christ-like. The members of a religion have
more
all
woke.
chosen to be in that religion, and the authorities have allowed them to stay. In a solid biblical church, for example, if a member of the church is
disagree with
having
this.
an affair and refuses to stop, the pastors will put him on church
Refuses to
discipline
stop.
and not allow him to return. In the Catholic Church, you can be excommunicated. In the Mormon Church, you can have your temple card taken away. But in wokeism, if a member was to commit a grave enough sin, he would be kicked out. The religious leaders would publicly announce his sin and his excommunication from wokeism.
Cool.
The members would then follow their leadership and harass the person both publicly and privately. This could be as minor as informing the person that they offended you
That's persecution. That's true, man.
and demanding an apology, or it could be as major as threatening to harm the person's children and making sure the person knows that you know where their children go to school.
So, I don't know. If he's a Poe, he's not a very good one. Like, there's something to the tone of this that I like. It's funny. But, like, you know, he just sounds like a wackadoo Christian, though, you know? He sounds pretty lost in the sauce.
What sin could a Wookiee commit that would cause this kind of treatment?
This is funny,
It
though.
is usually blasphemy, speaking against the woke God, the belief system, or the religious leaders. In Christianity, the Bible wraps up sin into two commands: love God and love your neighbor. Interestingly, the sins in wokeism are wrapped up in the
Why is it so sexual?
same two commands: love God and love your neighbor. This all comes down
No. What's this God stuff, man?
to the definition of love. In Christianity, love is following the guidance of Scripture. It's mourning with those who mourn. It's sharing the gospel. It's holding your brothers and
stared too long
sisters
into the void.
accountable. In wokeism, love means tolerance and agreement with religious leaders as well as other members. For example, if a person were to say,
I identify as a lesbian man.
and you said, that's impossible, because part of the definition of lesbian is being a woman.
I've never heard anyone say that, but I mean, like, it could probably happen.
That would be unloving of you to say because you're not accepting and you're not tolerant of another member. Or if a man were to say,
I'm a trans woman, and I'm a lesbian.
Well, yeah, that's normal. That's a lot. You see this a lot, yeah. That can be a thing.
and you said to him, that just
Like, I'm
means
a man and I'm a lesbian is something that you might see out of someone that feels like maybe a little gender fluid, or typically doesn't associate, you know, might be a trans mask or something, and still likes the term lesbian. I've not seen it very often, but it's just taxonomy, man, because they usually just adopt the term gay instead of lesbian because it has feminine vibes, but which whatever.
you're a straight man.
I've heard a lot of men joking about being lesbians. I've definitely been like, yeah, I must be a lesbian, love ladies.
That would be considered a sin because it's
So
not
funny.
accepting and it's
Funny.
intolerant of another member. What is considered sinful or what it means to be tolerant can change because in wokeism, truth is subjective. In religion, there is a source for truth. Usually it's a text, and then oftentimes there are actual people that are considered sources for truth as well. In Christianity, the Bible is our only source for truth.
That's
But in
pretty fucking
Catholicism,
whack.
they have the Bible as well as other texts and the Pope. In Mormonism, they have the Book of Mormon and the prophets. In wokeism, they also have their religious leaders who are their source for truth. These are the people who are most like the woke God, meaning those who are the furthest from what is natural. The further you are from what is natural, the closer you are to the woke God. The more your
Kind of killing it, though.
opinion counts as truth. If you're simply a lesbian, you're a little bit of a victim because you're not a conservative white male, but you're not victim enough to be one of the prophets.
The prophets. Am I a prophet? I haven't done any of the stuff. I just am not stupid. It's so funny. There's something about being a not unhinged white straight guy. They always try to push the shit. Like, I get called gay and trans all the time. And it's like, nope. Incels have a hard time with me, too. Big guy that fucks. It's tough for them.
Take on the other hand, a
He's a
man who
Wookiee.
says he's non-binary and also somehow transgender and is in a group sexual relationship with 3 other people and a dog.
And a dog. Like a person who is like, I'm a dog? Or what?
That person is much closer to a woke prophet than the lesbian. What that person speaks is truth and cannot be questioned. If you
Disagree.
think you're one of the woke prophets, but you're not sure, there's a way to test it. Just say something absolutely insane and see if people will disagree with you or tell you that you're wrong. Call pedophiles minor attracted people. Whoever did that for the first time was definitely a woke prophet. Because if you can normalize pedophilia and not have the group disagree with you, you've got some power. Truth is what
Smokey D. Cannabis. Let's go, dude. Thank you. MAPS is a right-wing psyop anyway. So any sort of movement towards trying to destigmatize anything or whatever, you're going to... that's only going to be in some spaces that are like, hey, maybe we should be preemptive about pedophilia instead of reactive, because being reactive still has people get hurt, and being preemptive and just being like, hey, if you have pedophilic fucking things going on in your head, you should get health care, like mental health care, and not act on those things. That would be a lot more proactive and better. But you know, obviously there's going to be big stigma to it. It's hard to talk about because like there's this emotional fuck you component, little freak. Fuck you, little freak. There's a lot of that with pedophiles. It's tough. But also it's like, you know, you're going to have to treat them with some kind of like compassion if you want to preempt any sort of, you know, acting out, I guess.
whatever these most powerful people say it is. That means that truth is completely subjective. Your truth is true and my truth is true. No. Even if those truths contradict each other.
Disagree.
The consequences of truth being subjective is absolute absurdity. If there is a blue ball on the table and I say the ball's red, that doesn't change the fact that it's blue and not red. Maybe I'm colorblind and I'm not able to accurately identify the color of the ball. The truth stays the same regardless of what I say. But in wokeism, everybody is correct. It's not the truth, it's your truth. This is...
You're wrong. Ridiculous analogy. Long-form strawman that falls apart with further examination. I know, right?
Absolutely absurd. Truth is objective. The obvious way to prove this is math. If I...
Math. Okay. So is your God's existence subjective? No, I use faith. Well, okay then.
say 1 + 1 = 4, I'm just wrong. It doesn't become true because it's my truth. Even the wokest of the woke would have to admit that math is clear, objective truth.
Math is basically racist under this ideology because it says there is no such thing as an objective reality. So 4 might not be the right number. 2 + 2 might actually equal 5.
Don't call Karlin Borisenko woke. Hello? She's a right-wing grifter. Dude, what a psyop this was. Like, hello? Living strawman, exactly.
Not only is wokeism a religion,
Terrible example.
it is a religion for cowards. Members of religions are genuinely kind to people who are not in that religion. Especially in Christianity and Mormonism, you'll often have people out on the street trying to talk to people about their religion.
That's not kind. You guys are freaks. Disagree that Christians are kind about their religion.
These people have other things they could be doing. They're out there out of love for people. But wokeism, however, is different.
Disagree.
If you're not a member of wokeism, you are the enemy. Conservatives who are willing to say publicly that there are only two genders and you can't change your gender, you will be attacked by the woke mob.
Yes.
They will do everything they can to destroy your reputation, your career, and your life.
I mean, sure. I guess you're doing that. Yeah, I guess it depends on how hard you're going after people's rights, man.
Most of us don't have to worry about being publicly harassed because we're not public figures. But this kind of harassment happens on a smaller scale with regular people as well. Disagreeing with wokeism can easily get you fired from your job. Being a conservative, straight white male can keep you from being qualified for a job. The most courageous will speak out against this harmful nonsense and stand strong when the inevitable backlash comes. Most people...
We love jobs, dude. A job. I've never been held from a job because I'm a white guy. I did have a boss that told me that she wasn't going to hire people that had black-sounding names before. It's like, that person sounds not professional. That's pretty fucking crazy, lady. She died of cancer, though. It's okay. All is right.
People will stay quiet and stay out of the conversation. And the most cowardly will bow to the mob and become a member of wokeism. And that is how wokeism is not only a religion, but a religion for cowards. Thank you for watching.
I don't think he's a Poe. I just think he might be a dummy.
Many Christians today are...
I could be wrong, but I don't think I'm wrong. Look at how many... I mean, you don't make these kinds of fucking videos. Post-millennial end of the world theory. Does the devil control the world? Yeah, I don't know. We'll keep him around. We'll look at more in the future.